now lost 6 in a row. Their lead atop the division down to 5 games over second place San Francisco. Third place San Diego now 6 games out. The Blue Jays finally lost. They fell 2-1 in Chicago against the White Sox. The result snapped a 10-game winning streak for Toronto, their longest win streak since 2015. They still lead the American League East by 2.5 games over the Yankees. The Phillies shut out the Giants 13-0. Justin Verlander 0-7 on the season. He went 6 full and gave up 2 runs on 7 hits with 7 strikeouts. In Detroit, the Rays beat the Tigers 7-3. The Red Sox pounded the Rockies 10-2. The Yankees beat the Mariners 9-6. Jazz Chisholm homered twice. Save big when you bundle auto and home, renters, or condo with Progressive. That's the SportsGrid Sports Flash. I'm Chuck Sanders.
This summer with Kohl's, you can rack up the compliments. Like, where'd you get that dress? Tell me all your makeup secrets. Or, ooh, my husband needs that polo in every color. Because Kohl's has what you need. Cute dresses, Sephora essentials, stylish polos, comfy kids clothes, and more. Plus, take 20% off some of your faves. Yep, cue the compliments with Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offer ends July 20th. Coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply to Sephora. See store or kohls.com for details.
You gotta dip your chicken strips. Hey, this is Kiani.
And this is Tabitha.
And a little thing we love about Chick-fil-A chicken strips
is all the different sauces we can dip them in. I like to line up all my favorite sauces so that in every bite, I have a different flavor. Then, with the tenderness of the chicken, the juiciness of it, it's all there.
And for me, I like to mix my sauces so I get a little tang and I get a little sweetness all in one bite.
That's what makes it for me. Like, that's what does it for me.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the summer of Chick-fil-A chicken strips and sauces. Order now on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
It's a sweet deal. All you gotta do is just listen and start winning. We can't make it any simpler. Yeah, we'd be lying if we told you we hadn't considered asking for a cut. Get the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
The only place in football where the offense is always on the field is on Moneyline. With the 2 best hosts in radio, Donnie Rightside.
If anybody wasn't watching, listen, I don't know what you were doing.
And Kevin Walsh.
Act like you've been there before.
On the SportsGrid Radio Network, SiriusXM Channel 159.
Best of every day now officially underway. It is a Thursday. We're one day closer to your Friday. This is Moneyline and Donnie Rightside along with Kevin Walsh here. And over the next hour, we got you covered on all the hottest topics you know we do, which includes Major League Baseball, the terrible home run competition, even worse, all-star game uniforms that have been reached out. And also, we have Summer League action where you get Cooper flagged for 1 game, 2 games, or no games. That's what we're going to question today. And also, who's the bigger star? Is it Cooper Flag or Bronny James? Kevin Walsh.
A lot of good questions there, DRS. Yeah, let's tackle the most important, Bronny versus Cooper. It's all anyone can talk about. I think it's Cooper. Like, I think it feels to me, I don't know if you would agree with this. Mm-hmm. It feels like the reason people are talking about Bronny is because they are interested in the Cooper game, and they're like, oh, Bronny's on the other side. Where if the Lakers were playing the Jazz and the Mavericks were playing the Spurs, it'd be like Harper Cooper, and the Bronny thing would be a tertiary item on the board.
Yeah. I am craving like Summer League action because it's just something to watch and it is intriguing. And specifically when your own team, like if you're a Laker fan, like, I mean, I don't know really if you care about Bronny, but if you're a Dallas fan or an NBA fan, like, hey man, let me check out Cooper Flag tonight to see what he's doing. Edgecombe comes up and is like, I'm going to shoot 30 times a game. Like, ooh, I can't wait to watch game number 2. We're never getting to game number 2 with VJ Edgecombe. Like, now I'm getting annoyed at this where I'm waiting for the kid to play, but yet he can't play. But that's just the Summer League in a nutshell, it feels like.
But the Edgecombe one, Donnie, does now feel like he actually got somewhat injured. Well, they're holding him out of the Vegas.
Is he playing regular season? Regular season, is he playing? Come on.
But tell me something. Now, Donnie, please do not tell me. Why would you possibly want the 3rd overall pick to treat the Summer League like it's as important as a game with postseason implications?
You got to prove it. Because you got to prove yourself.
That's so bad. Come on, Donnie. That's complaining the complaint.
28 shots game 1. You're not going to show up again. Like, why don't you know what? If I'm the Sixers ownership group, I pull the entire Sixers team out of the Summer Leagues now because VJ's not playing. No reason to be there, Kevin. Go home, work on your game in Camden, New Jersey. Go back to the practice facility.
Is Jared McCain playing? Is he healthy? What's his story?
No. You know what? I haven't heard about him. It's like you're not supposed to be too good in year number 2, right? Which is the funny thing. Like, I'm surprised like LeBron didn't step in and be like, hey, my son's not playing year 2 in the summer league. That's just not not what we do around here, these parts. So I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, I actually wasn't even. I wasn't thinking about Bronny playing because you don't usually think about the year 2 guys that much.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them though. Like again, like Reed Shepherd has to play a game because because Ime Udoka doesn't like him.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to go out there and play a game. He'll score, he'll have 25, 5, and 5. And they'll be like, wow, he's going to be a huge part of the Rockets rotation. It's like, what's that? Another 38-minute Fred VanVleet game? Whoa.
Just coming into play. Look, I like it. And it's a great spot. It's in, by the way, Ben, like, how sometimes you two young knuckleheads don't understand, like a sage like me talking about making games better. I get pushback from you little tykes out here. But I didn't get pushback from Ben this morning. Do you know why? How about this, Kevin? Hear me out. Hear me out. Summer League Vegas. National TV, you can still have it. Allegiant Stadium we go to. We got 5 courts, like it's AAU. You can have a package, Kevin, where you can watch any game you want on TV, but it's all in one building at one time on like a Saturday. Who said no to that? You would sell that building out. Allegiant would be sold out.
True.
5
Can I ask
games
you something,
going
Donnie?
on at once. Yeah.
You come on this show and others occasionally complaining about how you need to be commissioner because
I do.
These leagues are not
doing
the leagues are not doing what's best for ratings.
Yes.
And you have now just offered up an idea that would destroy
every rating.
Any TV deal for the summer league. Absolutely ruin it.
For one day?
An awful idea. It is a terrible idea.
You're too young to understand these thoughts.
No, Donnie, here's what it is.
Goes over your head.
You do not know. It's that you do these things, Donnie, but you never really know what you want. You just more so kind of want to complain, and you kind of want to throw an idea out there.
We're talking summer league. You want me to trust me? We'll have one Saturday game for the NBA every week, and we'll play every game on a
The Cooper Flag game tonight is on ESPN and will probably be the most watched game.
Yes,
of any sporting event this evening.
So that'll be the main game. That'll be the ESPN game right there. Boom, center court. That's your court. Other 2 courts, 3 courts, 4 courts. They all got games going on. You can watch them on ESPN2, CNBC. NBC, but if you buy a ticket, instead of getting tickets in arena, Kevin, we can sell 75,000 tickets and people will go to them.
First of all, I don't know if you'd sell 75,000 tickets.
I think you would. For one game? For a 5 spot?
You're doing this thing where you're like, oh, it's summer league, nobody cares, but you're also going to sell 75,000 tickets. Like, you're so
if
nuts.
You have an extravaganza that would sell a Saturday
where you can
only
watch one of the games?
What do you mean you can watch every game? You're there for you can watch every single game.
You're going to be sitting. First of all, have you ever watched basketball in a football stadium?
No.
Okay, I have.
There's only one court. Okay? I don't want to. I'm talking million courts out there.
Donnie, and you're going to be able to evaluate what's going on?
Yo, he's crossing them over like this. Look at this. Look at the crossover.
Yeah, I mean,
you see it all.
I like Donnie. That's the first time you've dribbled a basketball in probably at least 15 years. That move right there.
I mean, I was shaking people, boy. Woo!
I think you are. First of all, Donnie, can I say this? No. Hold on. I'm going to give you the old Lacey. I'm going to give you the old Lacey.
Yep.
Once Ben loved it, that should have sounded off alarm bells. Uh-oh.
Nah, because Ben doesn't like anything I say. You know what I mean?
You should have. That's what I'm saying, Donnie. No. You should have. Alarm bell, you should have said, all right, this was a miss. Back to the drawing board. That's all. And that's all right.
We all have misses. You know what? You might even fly out for that. Like, you're not going to the summer league game. You have the extravaganza out here. JP would love it. He'd broadcast it. Look, it says lockdown idea right there. Loves it.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Your idea is everyone can sit so high they can watch all 6 games at once.
All superstars in there battling out like it's an AAU tournament, and away you go on a Saturday. That's what we need. We don't need a game at the Thomas and Mack and the Cox Pavilion and T-Mobile. Get them in one building. We can all focus. How about that? Like, why do we have to have it separated all over the place? Main game, you could sell people would buy that package. They'd buy it. $9.99 on a Saturday. Buy it. You can watch any one of these 5 games and have it as your main course.
So
just like the
you're
PGA
treating
Tour.
it like Red
the
Zone?
PGA. Hey, I want to watch Rory and Scheffler. You can do that, but you can watch the rest of the event if you want to. Nobody complains about it in golf. What if they complain about it in basketball?
You're so whack, man. You're totally
Fantastic.
nuts. Can I ask you this, Donnie?
Yes.
Just because it's on the summer.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is do you think that Cooper Flag game would be the most wagered on game because summer league betting's become more popular, or so will it be like a Yankees Mariners, or I don't know if the Phillies are still in San Fran?
Yeah, it's hard to gauge because again, gambling on summer league is still fairly new to people. Where people I think are just generally excited to watch the game as opposed to bet it. Like for me, I'm not going to. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to bet on that game. But you know what?
Right.
If I somehow remember or stumble it, I'm watching a couple minutes at least of that.
Yeah.
Game. I do think there's some activity for that. And by the way, you want another hot take right now? You're gonna like this one, Kevin. UFC at Allegiant. Every fight on at the same time. Look, I'm just saying. Every prelims, title fight, everyone going on at the same time. You show up at 7:30, you're out of there at 7:50. You saw it all. Imagine your bets going like we doing in March Madness. Your bets going off left and right, over 1.5 rounds, under 2.5 rounds, strikes, punch.
You're like,
yeah, no, ooh. Oh, man, I got way more. Look, people, the hot toppers keep flying here, boy. Better get back. UFC at once? Man,
Boys of summer have returned and taken the field for the great American pastime. You should monetize that. Get the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
With your news flash, I'm Trey Westerberg. This update brought to you by Fidelity. President Donald Trump's administration sued the California Department of Education for allowing transgender girls to compete on girls' sports teams, alleging the policy violates federal law. The lawsuit filed by the Justice Department says California's transgender athlete policies violate Title IX. The department says California's rules, quote, are not only illegal and unfair, but also demeaning, signaling to girls that their opportunities and achievements are secondary to accommodating boys. The U.S. is having its worst year for measles spread in more than 3 decades, with a total of 1,288 cases nationally and another 6 months to go in 2025. The CDC said that the national case count surpassed 2019 when there were 1,274 cases for the year, and the country almost lost its status as having eliminated the vaccine-preventable illness. That could happen this year if the virus has nonstop spread for 12 months. I'm Trey Westerberg with your news flash.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing New Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals. And it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with New Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Luck is a word losers use. If you think winning is only a matter of chance, you must be new here. We give you sports gaming strategies and information that changes outcomes others flip a coin over. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Right back at it, people. It's a Thursday. By the way, we do have WNBA action, Kevin, but nothing here during the noon hour. 3 o'clock between the Lynx and the Sparks, which is a shame because we had some fun the other day. But having said that, I didn't take anything yesterday because by the time we got on the air, the game had already started. We talk about a 17-point dog, Kevin, winning outright. Like, the dogs were just barking yesterday. Outside of that Chicago Sky game, which I think was like a -1, like heavy underdogs blasting away. And I know everybody's, hey, Caitlin Clark's coming back, and some people in the chat box yesterday liked a couple of Clark props, which I can't fault you for that, but they got torched with her coming back yesterday.
Can I ask you this though, Donnie?
Whoa.
Do you worry about, not worry, because the game before that, if I'm not mistaken, the Storm lost to 16.5-point favorites.
Yes, outright.
To the Sun.
Yeah, big time.
Is there something to like, hey, okay, like the camp stuff, maybe we shouldn't be having people play professional games at noon out of nowhere on a weekday?
Yeah, it throws everybody off. It's almost like sometimes I look at Kevin Sunday Major League Baseball. I say, why is that always like the quirky? Well, granted, a lot of teams shake their lineups on a Sunday, give a guy a day off. That's usually the day they do that. But also, like baseball players, 90% of the time are built at playing night baseball. They see the baseball better at night. They're used to it at night. They get their whole day. Hey, get my workout in the morning, got my afternoon lunch here, got my pregame meal, like that whole setup that you would have that sort of gets thrown off. And you also had a team like on the West Coast coming East Coast for that 11 a.m. game and got smoked. But then again, you should have said, well, wait a second. The Fever are playing a West Coast team. It was early in the day, and they got beat. Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason where if I'm a handicapper and instead of just looking at statistics, like I do buy into like the NFL, Kevin, right? Hey, man, San Francisco 49ers playing the Eagles at 1 o'clock. Ooh, that's big for the Eagles because their body clock is not used to playing at, 10 a.m. or whatever the heck it would be on what the West Coast time would be. So, yeah, I think there is something to that. I do.
Yeah, I just think like it's weird because I would listen to an argument of like if you're the WNBA, that I'm sure, Donnie, that those camp days were very important in the early portions of this basketball league, right?
Introduce it to kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you don't want to burn them and get rid of it, and I don't want to overreact. It's just
I like it though, to be honest.
When you
I don't
see,
even like
I
the
know,
sport, but I like it.
But I guess the point I would make, Donnie, is if we played an NFL game at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, right, and it was Chiefs-Browns, and the Browns won. We'd be like,
6-4. Browns win 6-4.
We'd be like, all right. Yeah, we're like, yeah, we probably should never do that again, right? And I just like to see some of those results. It's like, have we outgrown this? But then again, like, it's the blame of the Storm and the Fever for just not caring. Like, that's on them, right?
It is. And
not showing up and answering the bell.
Hey, let me just throw this in like a parlay. Like, people probably got smoked in the WNBA. Like, the Connecticut Suns stink, and they'd wait. Like, 17 points. And by the way, I was, giving out the updates on the air. It's like, no surprise here, 14-point lead early for Seattle, and end up getting beat in that game, which is kind of crazy. By the way, Wimbledon, big news here. And even in the chat box, Vic Ferrari bringing it up. Amanda Anisimova knocks off Sabalenka. Yeah, which was our, golden ticket right there. Now, I have a feeling that if we were on the air while that was going on, it could have dimed in on something. Might be able to get a little boost on that. But how about that? USA, Kevin, moves forward.
Yeah, we would have been involved probably on Sabalenka again, right? We probably would have ran it back where we would have caught a good number. But the show, the timeline didn't sync up, and good for us to avoid that. I think it's interesting, though. I feel like when my thoughts would have at least been DRS, right? So Sabalenka gets put on upset alert in her last match. Oh, now I don't know if she was a huge favorite. I'm sure she was a decent favorite. Now she'll be locked in, and like she's gonna, dominate this next match. And that just, obviously didn't happen at all. Is she the first big upset as we've grown later in to like, because on the men's side of it, Donnie,
I think the women have had a couple good upsets, but not really so much on the men's, I believe. Yeah. Like, I think we've had some pretty good women knocked out there, which again, I was on that same point where make me commissioner. We only play the top 4 in men's tennis and champion majors. Like, you got to be top 4 because nobody knocks them out and they're always there. The same guys win it all. You don't get that in the women's. Like when the Serena Williams is done, it's like, okay, now it really opens up the field where you get a couple of these ladies with good runs, but men's tennis is like, well, get me to the final where it's Alcaraz, Sinner, Djokovic, and it's nobody else ever that wins any of them, where you don't really have that with the females. I like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, but it's a good balance though, right, Donnie? Because the men's game is still like you want that star power. Like it wouldn't be exciting if the final didn't have, one of at least the big names in it. So I think the big thing, well, it's interesting, right, Donnie? Like, you got to be rooting heavily against Alcaraz now, right?
You want the Americans?
He's going.
Is it Fritz Alcaraz? Is that who it is?
Yeah,
is that today?
I believe
Tomorrow?
so.
When is that?
I think
Friday.
it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. So we got good.
I think it's tomorrow.
Good tennis action, the doubles, because I think Saturday is the women's final, and then Sunday, I guess, will be the men's final. So that makes sense. Coming down. Finally, Wimbledon gets off our TV at this point. By the way, you'll like these series of tweets. Ready? Comments in the chat box here. Every WNBA underdog won yesterday. Next one is big plus money. The next one is I'm out in Hampton, Virginia right now, followed by shout out to Hampton, Virginia. I mean, you know who that is. Come on now.
I got Donnie. I had it figured out at big plus money. Shout out to the man himself. He'll be betting. He'll be betting Summer League tonight too. Like 100%.
Exactly. Since we can't talk to you on the phone, what X-Man? What are we on tonight? What are we on tonight in the Summer League? Vic Ferrari's out here. Question. Who else out? Let me give some shout outs. Aaron Schoen out here. Francisco's out here. AOD's out here. Darren's out here. Scroll all the way up. Your boy DRS is always out here in these streets mixing with the people. Kevin, not so much. Kevin, I don't mix it up with the commoners out here in the chat box. Your boy DRS always has your back. Always has your back.
I feel like that's your haven, but I try and comment on the days where I'm alone because you're out on assignment for no reason.
Exactly. Any more assignments coming up the rest of you? Any more CFTs? Do you have a CFT Labor Day special somehow built into the mix?
You know what's coming up, Donnie? Some more football-based episodes on the Kevin Walsh Show.
Oh, wow. Kevin Walsh Show, not featuring DRS. Catch it live once or twice a week here out on the SportsGrid Network. We'll be right back.
Stamping out the boredom in baseball year after year. We bring you all the angles, insights, and information you need. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The SportsGrid Radio Network presents This Date in Sports History.
1934, National League pitcher Carl Hubbell strikes out Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Jimmy Fox, Al Simmons, and Joe Cronin for an All-Star Game record for consecutive strikeouts. Hubbell won 253 games in his career and won 20 games for 5 consecutive seasons while pitching for the New York Giants. For SportsGrid Radio, I'm Mike DeMurgis.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
Scientists at the Max Planck Institute have uncovered a direct link between the smell of food and how full your stomach feels. At least if you're a mouse. A neural circuit between the brain and the olfactory nerves of the septum is triggered by the scent of food, making a mouse feel full without eating. However, overweight mice do not have this mechanism. Not yet understood if this effect translates to humans. However, the smell of spoiled food? A well-known appetite killer. Follow me at G Capalbo on X and stay tuned to the Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
Carver and Lisi.
Is he safe or is he out?
They haven't made the call yet.
How many angles?
Say, who won?
I knew you were talking it down, too. I knew it.
How was I talking it down?
You were hoping the guy. I saw it. You got a smirk on your face. You were hoping.
Joe, why do you think that I'm trying to talk down your stuff? I don't get that about you. Why do you do that?
It's Carver and Lisi with Mike Carver and Joe Lisi. Weekdays 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network. Have you noticed how hard it is these days to find something to believe? Nonsense is everywhere. But at SportsGrid, we put our mouth where your money is. Because if we're ever wrong, you wouldn't win. Get it? This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
All right, I got a question on how much money some of these NBA guys are making. Good for them, right? Money's there, take it, it's available. And I always see these, tweets that come out at this, Kevin. It's like, hey, Devin Booker makes $73 million. The entire Marlins team makes $66 million. Well, then you could say, all right, well, Devin Booker makes $70 million and Cristiano Ronaldo makes $400 million. Like, we can always go up the list and have these things prove the points. But here's where I get upset with things, because I think of things differently as how good a player you are in the realm of like what it means to my basketball team. And here's what it is. Devin Booker, Kevin, is a really good basketball player. Devin Booker on a year-to-year basis now is going to be paid more than anybody in NBA history based on that 2-year extension. Then you could say, like, yes, if you just take the teams out, take the leagues out, and just say, okay, there's players involved in like a pot, he deserves a lot of money. But when I look and say, like, if I'm an owner, and I know they don't look at it like this way, hey, guys, and I did it, I think, who was the last guy I did this with? Was it Damian Lillard, maybe? It might have been Damian Lillard, where I say, if I'm an organization, I say, this guy makes more money than anybody in the NBA. And then I ask a question like, well, okay, well, what is it? What's it gotten me? Nothing. We don't win anything. Like, well, why do I pay this guy more money than anybody else in the sport, but it doesn't get me anywhere in the cusp of going to a championship here? And also understand, Kevin, there's ways you can differentiate this. Like, I look at SGA and say, MVP, champion, in his prime, great basketball team. Everybody on this team is worth money, and you see them all getting paid, which, again, in 2 to 3 years, they got to blow up OKC. They got to sell their franchise, just like the Celtics are doing. But I don't want to talk about that. I just want to talk about, like, the players. Like, if Devin Booker was on a team right now, and he was, I don't know, 25 years old, hasn't won anything, but they are building for something. You know what? These guys deserve it of it. We're building this through. The Phoenix Suns, Kevin, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Ben told me 170-1 to win a championship. Why are we paying somebody more money than anybody else in the NBA when we have no shot to win anything? Isn't that a time where you say, okay, let me flip him from massive prospects in 3 or 4 years. We can be OKC. We can be Houston. We can be San Antonio. What am I missing?
So I agree with you, right? I want to just take it a different direction if I can.
All right, sure.
Every situation you laid out, Donnie, wouldn't that say to us, well, Devin Booker's just going to ask out, right? Like, there's no way Devin Booker says, like Kevin Durant left this same offseason, right? Like, you make the Lillard comparison, but Dame never dealt with someone of Kevin Durant's stature coming in and then leaving.
Yeah.
And it was so interesting because Devin Booker's like, I'm just going to play good soldier. I'm happy to be here. And you're like, why? And then you find out why. It's because of the extension. There's no other reason for it. It's because of the extension. When guys sign contracts, there's a limit on when they can be traded. I don't know it yet. I'll have to find the Bobby Marks tweet. I don't know if it's a year from now or 2 years from now. But, Donnie, I'm pretty sure the second Devin Booker can get out of there, he's going to be like, awesome, thanks. Appreciate the contract. Time to go. Because I refuse to believe that Devin Booker, under 30 years old, by the way, he's already been in the NBA Finals at one point as arguably the best player on the basketball team. Is fine spending the rest of his career in Phoenix just because the money's right. I refuse to believe that. To the Phoenix side of the question, Donnie, it almost feels as if this team is they are ran uncomfortably. Like, what do we do with Kevin Durant? Well, he doesn't want to be here. It's like, all right, let's just get rid of him, right? What do we do with Devin Booker? He wants to be here. Oh, my gosh, sick. Keep him. What do we do? Like, do we want Jalen Green? He seems to be excited. Awesome. What a return for us. Like, what do we do at 10? Come on, Malawach. Great. But is he a starting center? Maybe in 2 years. All right, get a starting center. What? Like, nothing the Suns are doing necessarily lines up with one another, DRS. And I don't think it answers your question, right? It doesn't justify certainly what you're getting at. You're getting at it correctly, but it's just where we are.
Because even fans, I think, understand that. And again, there are business moves that you make. Because I used to laugh at the Lakers. The Lakers were horrendous when Kobe's aging out and like, make him the highest paid player in the NBA because it's good for like business, but not good for like the team itself. Like as a fan base, like you can have great players that you love, but isn't it more fun to send your fan, hey, look, Devin Booker was awesome. It didn't work out. And now is the time that we can get an absolute haul back. Buy some time with those guys. Give us 2 to 3 years. I know it sounds like a lot, but we're going to have a fun basketball team as opposed to, here's Devin Booker. Here's a huge chunk of salary cap. We're not winning a damn thing. Come out and enjoy Devin Booker as he plays. But also from Devin Booker's perspective, outside of like Bradley Beal was like, hey, man, I don't want to win jack. Just give me a paycheck. Winning means nothing to me. And I'll stay in Washington. I'll fleece this organization who wants to pay me. Most athletes are like, all right, I like the bag, but boy, isn't it nice to put a ring on your finger or play really, really good basketball and have fun every night as opposed to, I got to score 40 tonight and we still get beat. Like, there's something to that there as well. We'll talk more sports coming up next. Major League Baseball, by the way, noon game today.
If you ever hear a Taylor Swift song here, something has gone horribly wrong. We only give you sports gaming strategies and information you need. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Progressive presents the SportsGrid Sports Flash. I'm Chuck Sanders. The Suns and Devin Booker have agreed to a 2-year, $145 million max extension. That keeps him with the franchise through the 2029-30 season, and it's the highest annual extension salary in NBA history. Booker's annual extension salary surpassed Oklahoma City Thunder NBA MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's $285 million Supermax extension. Booker was the 13th overall pick by the Suns in the 2015 draft. He's played all 10 NBA seasons in Phoenix. He's a 4-time NBA All-Star, 2-time All-NBA selection, and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist for Team USA. Last season, he became the Suns' franchise leader in points scored. The Thunder and Chet Holmgren have agreed to a fully guaranteed 5-year max rookie contract extension that could reach $250 million. Save big when you bundle auto and home, renters, or condo with Progressive. That's the SportsGrid Sports Flash. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals. And it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in a parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on...
Let's keep it real. Baseball can be boring. That's where SportsGrid comes in. Nothing livens up those 9 innings like sports gaming. You might experience something you've never felt in a baseball game, a quickened pulse. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Early baseball games today. New York Mets and the Baltimore Orioles. Peterson versus Morton. That totals at 9.5 is what I'm listing. It's good hitting weather, but by the way, Morton has been very good for Baltimore. Peterson's a decent pitcher for the Mets. I like both lineups, but I don't like that game particularly. Game number 2 is at 5:05. It's almost like I don't even care who the roster is. Hangenman here for the Mets is basically a bullpen game, if you will, and Sugano's been terrible for Baltimore. This is the game that I wanted yesterday with Sugano on the mound because I think the Mets are going to absolutely torch him. That does make it a little bit more convoluted on a back-to-back doubleheader because let's just say the Mets win game number 1. I don't get Soto in game number 2. Which, again, you're trying to win every game and understand you have a break coming up next week, and Soto's not even in the All-Star game. So, hey, coach, play him in a doubleheader. I get time off next week. But that game is what I'm looking at. Also, Chicago Cubs and the Minnesota Twins. That game looks like it has some promise here at 110. Let me just take a look real quick at the starting lineups there because Byron Buxton, Kevin, got hit yesterday with a pitch and had to leave that ball game, which is always something. Yeah, he's not in the lineup today. So that's big. See, that's why sometimes we look at it and go, you know what, let me see who's actually there. Colin Ray should get hit regardless. But at the same time, the best hitter in the lineup matching up against Colin Ray is Byron Buxton. His numbers were off the charts. Now he's not there. So a slight downgrade. But for me, guys, Baltimore and New York 5:05 makes the most sense for me in totals. But there's a couple games tonight, Kevin. You know that ballpark out there in Sacramento? Like yesterday, the Braves can't hit anybody. They hit 5 home runs yesterday. It's 100 degrees in Sacramento today. It's a night game. First pitch, 92 degrees against a pitcher that only gives up fly balls for Sacramento on the mound. So get ready for that one tonight. It's a couple good spots, but I just wanted to hit that real quick. I'm like, hey, Don, anything for the 12 o'clock game? I don't. Like the 1 o'clock game, but the 5:05 game, Baltimore is a much better one.
I have a question for you, and I want to try and pull up something quickly while I ask you this, because park factor, Donnie, right?
Yes.
Is it like confirmed that the Sacramento park is basically now even more giving, if you will, than Coors? Because it feels that way when I look at the scores of these games.
Yeah, let me tell you, because I'm going to give you a reference point here through Roto Grinders, right? So we'll take a look at just where Sacramento is. Like their park rating is a 71.6, which is really, really good. Let me go to L.A. Park rating there, a 39. Now, here's the difference, right? They're both in California. Now, Sacramento is a little bit north, a little more inland. So as Ben was explaining, you don't get the marine air at night. It's 80 degrees tonight with the wind blowing out in L.A. and your park rating is at a 32. It means the ball's not carrying. San Diego, Kevin, park rating 2.6, which means like good luck hitting into that dead air here. And then the same state, Kevin, has a park rating of 71.6 tonight. Isn't that incredible? It's incredible.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm just trying to pull up like the total runs, Donnie, so far scored between the two parks. It's gonna take me a second here just because I have to do like a touch of math. I think it looks like it's still Coors, but like it's close, man. And maybe like the A's lineup is better, right?
Yeah.
Like it feels like the A's are a little bit better here. Let me bust out this calculator quick. Let's see. It'll take me 2 seconds. So far, Donnie, there's been 496 runs scored in Sacramento this season.
Yeah. Yep.
And there have been 522 scored in Coors. So still not quite Coors, right?
Yep.
But still just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy town here. And I love it too. So we'll get some baseball, some hot topics here. Now, football. I have a football question that's a little bit of an oddball one that came up in the news yesterday. You have a football question. What's it about?
I do, because it's something that you and I think are very fit to speak on. And I was talking yesterday, Donnie knows, the fiance, a big Bucks fan.
Oh, Tristan
and
Wirfs.
it was,
sure.
You know, that's exactly where I'm going, Donnie. Because I was like, so here's the thing. Donnie now understands the entire question and conversation I'm going to get at from that mini setup, but I'll do everything for the people. So basically, the Tristan Wirfs story comes out that he's going to miss maybe the first 4 weeks of the season. You never know. Could be more, could be 6, right? And I was talking to him like, I'm bummed out for that. I've started to do some NFL research. Like, I think Tampa Bay looks pretty dangerous this year. And I'm like, that could be a real blow. She's like, how long is he going to miss? And I'm like, he's going to miss 4 games. But the big problem is when Lane Johnson would miss time for the Philadelphia Eagles, basically they had no idea how to play football.
No first downs. No first downs.
Carson Wentz earned owes his entire career seemingly to Lane Johnson being out there. And I don't like the Bucs have a solid offensive line. It's not Tristan Wirfs and 4 jabrones, but when you have a player as good as Tristan Wirfs, when you then lose Tristan Wirfs, it's very, very scary. And that's what I'm, thinking about now.
Yes. And but you know what else I was thinking about? I was like, I could miss first 4 games of the season. I go, all right, who they playing game 1? Okay. Who they play game 2? Okay. Who they play game 3? Okay. Oh, look at game number 4. You know what? If he's healthy to go in week number 5, that would be awesome because game number 4 is the Philadelphia Eagles. That's the way I looked at Tristan Wirfs. Like, just miss that game, come back strong in week number 5, and we're good. Now, granted, if he does go on the PUP list, he has to miss the first 4 games, which I hope they put him on the PUP list, and then he's out for that Eagles game. That's the way I looked at it. Like, ooh, that's a tough blow. Oh, I think the Eagles play him early. Yeah, week number 4. Perfect.
But the thing is, right, you look at that opening 4 games, right, and you get that pick game against Atlanta.
Yep.
But that's an important divisional matchup.
Sure it is.
You go to Houston.
That crowd's going to be fired.
Absolutely, right? You go to Houston, double road spot, not going to be easy whatsoever. Then you come home to the Jets. Again, it's one of those like, oh, obviously you win that game. But you also will need to win that football game, right? If the Bucs' aspirations are not 8 or 9 wins, this is a team that wants to, start stacking this a little bit, right? And then you play Philly where you're going to be a home dog just no matter what happens, really.
Yeah.
Again, if you look at that schedule right now, Donnie, before the Wirfs injury, you're like, hey, you're 2-2. You're like, all right, that's okay. Now, like, hey, no Tristan Wirfs. Like, let's hope we're 2-2. And those slower, fast starts can be the difference of what your season is going to be.
And the fact that you can't talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and get any personnel from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because of how you had some bad interviews with Tampa Bay personnel at this point, right? Is that still coming up at this point? Won't be able to get any Rashad?
I just think it might be a 300 carry season from Bucky Irvin. That's all.
By the way, they do got weapons. Now we were looking at them the other day. Like you talk like Ibuka gets there as your third wideout to already 2 really good wideouts, solid tight end. If the offensive line can stay healthy, you got 2 running backs back there. Like it'll be a good year for the Bucs.
You know what I'm realizing? You maybe knew this and forgot, or you haven't known it because otherwise you'd have brought it up. Now Tristan Wirfs maybe won't play in that game,
But you'll watch it there live?
Yeah, but I will be right there to root him in, root the recovery in.
Yep. Boy, what a show that's gonna be
the trip
on that Sunday. Yep. So what do you think about this one, Lisi? How about this game? I mean, look, let's preview the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What's different about this game for us? And that's how it'll get started.
Maybe I'll do a maybe we'll do a pre-record.
Can we get you on the phone?
Stadium.
No, can we get you on the phone, like from the car?
I think we could.
Camera all the way around. You're upside down. You stay on the background. You can hear the fiance talking to you. Like, cut this guy's mic. Cut this guy's mic.
I don't think it would be much different than some of the others we've done. I mean, I think we would honestly fit the standard. So
how close you are? But by the way, did you know this weekend too? Like training camps are getting underway. Like we're that close.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I did too, Donnie? Like again, you're probably never going to go. I don't know. Maybe you will. I ended up buying tickets to that Black Friday game, Eagles Bears.
Really? Black Friday. I forgot about that.
We never worked that game. It's a nice Friday, 3 o'clock.
Oh, that's so nice, man. It's a full game. I get to sit back, relax, watch that.
You don't want to come?
We'll probably be live on the air. Hey guys, Black Friday, guys. Yep.
No.
Yep.
No way. No way. I can't see that. We're never live for that game.
Good game too.
Oh, why don't you come through, Donnie? That'd be your big return to the stadium. Heroes welcome.
Ears are shattered. Like when I walk in there, they'll know who I am, know what I am, all that stuff, man. Been a while since I've been at the link. Been since 2018 in January. Goodness, that's been a long time. We'll be right back. It's Moneyline on a Thursday.
This is sports gaming information you can use. Expert analysis on odds, insights, and strategies you can literally take to the bank. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Progressive presents the SportsGrid Sports Flash. I'm Chuck Sanders.
The Thunder and Chet Holmgren have agreed to a fully guaranteed 5-year max rookie contract extension that could reach $250 million. Now the NBA champs will look towards locking in All-NBA superstar Jalen Williams. The Suns and Devin Booker have agreed to a 2-year, $145 million max extension. That keeps him with the franchise through the 2029-30 season, and it's the highest annual extension salary in NBA history. Booker's annual extension salary surpassed Oklahoma City Thunder NBA MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's $285 million Supermax extension. Booker was the 13th overall pick by the Suns in the 2015 draft. He's played all 10 NBA seasons in Phoenix. He's a 4-time NBA All-Star, 2-time All-NBA selection, and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist for Team USA. Last season, he became the Suns' franchise leader in points scored.
Save big when you bundle auto and home, renters, or condo with Progressive. That's the SportsGrid Sports Flash. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Here's comedian Howie Mandel for hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins.
Yeah, I'm holding a new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-in sneaker, and first of all, I barely know I'm holding it. It's that light. You see, Cozy Fit is a cool new sneaker where the upper is made of a soft quilted material. It's kind of like a little puffer jacket for your feet, except it looks like a super stylish sneaker.
Introducing new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins, the latest comfort creation from Skechers. You can find Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Springtime. When a young man's fancy turns to get your mind out of the gutter. For sports gaming strategies and information that gives you an unfair advantage, you'll find it all right here.
It's the winning edge.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
By the way, I was talking to Kevin about a football player that got caught up in a case that sometimes you got to be smarter. Sometimes people are smarter than you. And here's how I'm going to play it out. Like, I've had my credit cards stolen, like the identity. Just a couple months ago, I had to get a new debit card because somebody was charging my debit card and, staying under the limit and just drained my account. Because the reason I found out, I was like, okay, I'm going to bet a baseball game today. Let me just put in $100. Like, oh, it's declined. I'm like, I must be typing in the wrong number. Only to find out my account got drained by somebody and didn't have enough to even make a deposit of $100. Like, we've all been there before. But how about this, Kevin? The Vikings Dallas Turner scammed out of $240,000. Did you see the story at all, or know anything about it?
I only saw like the headline. I didn't read any more into it, so you'll have to pay. Tell me
like
more.
usually get like an alert to your phone. It'd be like, hey, is this you? Because I use TD Bank, and I said like TD Bank would contact me and be like, hey, look, there's an unauthorized charge in Alabama. Are you in Alabama? Like, no, I'm not in Alabama. Or it's like, no, I just bought something from a store in Alabama for my daughter or something like that. And you just hit the button. It's like yes or no. Well, somebody got on the phone with Dallas Turner, probably knowing, again, he was an NFL player. It's like, hey, we got somebody that's here. They're looking for a wire transfer. They have like your docs, and they're going to be able to take this. In order to avoid this, we need you to take the money out of your account and transfer it to this account, Kevin. And he did it. 200. It looks like it was a attempt. Turner then went to 2 Chase branches to transfer $120,000 each. And he's like, all right, here's the accounts we need you to transfer it to it from Chase. Food Truck LLC and CNL LLC. Put $120,000 in each one of those accounts, and then we'll be able to give it back to you so this guy doesn't steal your wire transfer. So he did it, and you know what he got back, Kevin? $2,500 out of the $250,000.
But with something like that, Donnie, right, where you get scammed,
yes.
Like, do they say like, oh, okay, here's your money back, or like
yes.
he's beat?
Yes, because usually like the FDIC will usually step in. But the reason I say that is like, even if it's small amounts, like I think the I don't know, it was like $900 that got taken out of my account a couple weeks ago. You call the bank right away. You know what they do? Here's your money back. We're going to put an inquiry for that. And of course, they're going to check your account. Like, well, wait a minute. All you're doing is buying stuff at your local ShopRite. And look, that is you, you dummy. And we're going to get in trouble for it. They give it back to you there because if it's not your fault, it is the bank's fault. Like, that's not you. Like, hey, man, guy said he was you, took all your money. Like, what world do I live in? What do you mean? He came in and said, my name is Kevin Walsh. Give me my money in my checking account. You gave it to him, and it's my fault. You would get it back. But I guess if you're not hip to the game or not really paying attention, like even like on like network with us here, like I remember being on set with Ben, and I couldn't even believe it. We're doing a live set of the early line in Homedale, and he got an email or a text that goes from the post office, which I get all the time. Hey, we can't deliver this. It's $1 short. Can you please put $1 in this account? Like, it looks like official UPS, United States Post Office account. What did Ben do? Paid the $1 and they got him because they put his account information in there. Like I remember telling, I was like, that's not correct. He's like, no, I think I do have something coming. It says but those ones where you're like not thinking in the moment, like even smaller stuff, like Big Man on Campus, our friend, right? Like somebody sent him a text early in the morning on Twitter, was like, hey, we're going to shut your account down unless you verify it. Jeff put his information and they stole his account. Like sometimes you're just not thinking clearly in the moment, but to go to a bank and be like, I got to take my $250K out and then I'm going to transfer it into this wire transfer. Can you do that for me? It's like, now that's going to an extreme. To be like, oh no, maybe I did something wrong. You think?
Yeah, see, like the whole thing would worry me so much. And this may make me sound like a kid, but I guess I am. Like I immediately would be calling my parents, be like, hey, da-da-da-da-da. And I know their position, Don, on anything like that. Don't do anything for nobody. It just starts screaming. Like, don't you do anything. I remember one time, man, it's just so silly. Like legitimate, like a miscommunication type of thing where I had to pay like a copay, like 4 or 5 years post visit. Like I was under the, I don't know, I thought I had paid it, whatever, right? Like I wasn't trying to, right? So they sent me a text message and like I knew it was real. Like it wasn't a question of whether it was, I knew it was real. So I called them. And I was like, da-da-da, da-da-da. They're like, no, I'm telling you, like, it wasn't paid. Like, we have it right here. Like, it's just easier if you pay it. I'm like, all right, fine. So, again, we're talking, I don't know, $30, right?
Yeah.
I told my mom. She goes, if this story ends with you telling me you paid them $30, don't tell me this story. I was like, look, I got to get out of here, all right? I'll talk to you later.
Boy. Yep. See that? Now, if Moms is listening here, come on now. Get out there and get your little tabs I told you to take you about so you can get over that cold quicker here. You know what I mean? Come on now. Remember that? Mom wasn't appreciative of my advice.
Oh, my God.
Coldies.
Yeah.
Come on
it's
now.
like, what is that stuff? Don't use that.
Exactly.
No,
Wait do you tell mom you're thinking about fasting the next year? By the way, my 2-year fast is coming up in 3 weeks, Kevin. I'm at my lowest weight right now, 186. My lowest weight.
Well, what's your? But you're.
I don't have a goal. There's no goal. I don't even want to lose weight. Like that's not like.
But you're shrinking, Don.
At like 189, 188 for a year and a half.
Like you're gonna look
one
sickly.
ice cream away from 188. No. I'm gonna look where, like, you know what? That guy needs a re-up. That guy needs a re-up right there. No shot. Feeling good, man. Gonna go out today. Give me a nice lunch. Going to Five Guys today, man. Beef up.
You think, you know what? Maybe that is true. Maybe you and Lisi provide the balance required for the desk,
true.
right?
You know what I mean? Wacky eating habits than our desk. You wacky eating habits. Anything you see, you eat there. Joe Lisi up there. Joe Lisi on the opposite. Opposite
you ready?
side.
Wait, hold on. He's only tell you this.
Yeah. Go ahead. Hit me.
They ordered pizza for the NBA draft, right? So if they were knocking at the door, they couldn't get in. So there was two. I was coming to let them in, and then someone was coming another way, and I got in front of them. And the producer goes, "Oh, of course you came running." I was like,
"Oh, yeah, that's good." That's good. You just saw a pizza guy walk in, and Kevin's like, "Let me get next to that guy, see where he's actually going. Need any help, buddy? Need any help? This guy's not answering. I'll take that for you. I'll bring it in. No problem at all. Where's it going? Right up there? Sure. We got you there. We got you." By the way, like DoorDash, like you probably order DoorDash from time to time, right? I got a question. Yeah, exactly. Based on the appearance, I figured you weren't DoorDash. See, we don't have HR on this network, people. You give it as good as you take it here. That's the fun that we have on the network, and we'll be right back for more of that next.
Care what your high school girlfriend told you, you are a winner. Or at least you will be if you keep it here. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts. In-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more. All in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime. On the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
For anyone who's worried about back taxes, has not filed tax returns, and doesn't know what to do next, stop and listen. Not filing your taxes can have severe consequences, especially in this political climate. Now that COVID is over, the IRS is getting aggressive, massively increasing enforcement and collection efforts. With politicians making all sorts of promises, especially when it comes to taxes, hiding and not dealing with your taxes will cause you harsh legal and financial ramifications. But right now, the IRS offers forgiveness and writes off a massive amount of tax debt. The Tax Doctor offers a free service that helps people get out of IRS collections and back in good standing with the government. Don't hide or bury your head in the sand. Take advantage of our free service. Call now to learn more. 800-816-4492. 800-816-4492. 800-816-4492. That's 800-816-4492.
Sports Rage tonight.
Blue Jays looking for their 9th straight victory, and the Blue Jays haven't lost since Michael Kay, New York Yankee play-by-play voice and local hack, said that, the Toronto Blue Jays are starting a first-place team. They're just not. Well, evidently they are, Michael. Evidently they are. That was classic bulletin board material.
It's Sports Rage tonight with Gabe Morency. Weekdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network. You're listening to SportsGrid, doing our part to spread the winning edge nationwide. Terrestrial, internet, TV, satellite, and our mobile app. Face it, you're one of us. One of us. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Chatbox loving that last segment, Kevin. Aaron Show and K-Dub's mom was response. A couple emojis out there. Right on, mom. She's a smart cookie. Francesco Carrasco, shots fired. And Aaron Schoen saying, based on appearances. See that? Get it down in the middle. You don't get this, man. Come on now. It's never straight-laced on this show as we have some fun. There is a Major League Baseball game, Kevin, in 10 minutes. I'm passing on that one. New York Mets and the Baltimore Orioles. I am going to look at that Chicago Cubs-Minnesota game, but as I already told you guys, there's really good spots today, and one of those spots certainly is going to be game number 2, Mets in Baltimore. I just need to see how that game plays out. Not that I even care, Kevin, who wins, or, I scored 16 runs in game 1. Game number 2 means 1-0. I don't even care about that. I just need to see the starting lineups and see if they make some sense. And also, if one of these teams can burn like a good closer in game number 1, but he's not going to be available for game number 2, that's something certainly to keep an eye on as well. As we are winding down, like Sunday is the last day of the unofficial end to the first half because you get the All-Star break into next week. And then it feels like, Kevin, like we are on a fast track to everything we love. Football, college football, WNBA taking over. And then again, just saying, all right, the month of August, that better get your P's and Q's in order because the minute September hits, it's so much more work for us, like in the business. But you sort of wait by going like, you understand that, and it's a lot of fun until we get to the Super Bowl week. You know what I mean? Love it. Love it all the way.
No, look, it's going to be a blast. I think it's going to be a really fun football season.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've started. I don't usually like to do my stuff too early because I want all the information. Like again, I'm not even trying to take shots. Like there's people going on shows like I got my Super Bowl pick locked in, and then you get like a Tristan Wirfs piece of news, and it's like, well, that if you're in on a team like that can just change some things. So we're in there, but like obviously you gotta pick your spots and take your time. There's one thing and I know I bring this up to you all the time, but it's because I'm so interested in it. And I don't know if they're hanging it on any book right now, but like, we're almost at the All-Star break, Donnie, right?
Yeah.
And Aaron Judge right now is hitting 360 with 34 home runs and 77 RBI. Like, and the idea of him winning the Triple Crown for a while sounded crazy, but it's starting to feel like this is going to, like the average is the part that's already locked in. And like, that's not supposed to be the part locked in for Aaron Judge as it pertains to whether or not he can win a Triple Crown. So for me, it's one of the most fascinating follows in sports is this Aaron Judge season.
It is. And he's on pace now where he has, like, the bottom has to completely drop out on the rest of the season for honestly him not to hit, let's just say 340 or above, which should be way more enough to get the actual, that part of the Triple Crown, which is like, hey, hopefully he can hit 400 over the final 2 weeks to get his number up to get that. Like he's going to have that. And the power numbers certainly will be behind that, no question. And him and Ohtani just running away with the MVPs and pretty much rightfully so. By the way, do you remember, Kevin, in the NBA, I want to say I was trying to bring it up to Ben. The Nikola Jokic season with the straw poll, was that Nikola Jokic or was that Giannis's year? It was Jokic.
No, that was the Jokic season. Yeah.
Now, do you know why I'm asking you that question or bringing that up at this point right now?
I don't, but I'd love a straw poll.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Paul Skeens has been the National League Cy Young favorite for the entire season so far. Take out of like the first 2 weeks where nobody knows anything, right? He's been all the way through. And nothing has really changed. His last start was like 5 innings pitched, 10 Ks. He didn't win the game because Pittsburgh stinks. Do you know Zach Wheeler's now the favorite at -140 and Skeens is a +115 right now? Neither one of them pitched in the last 2 days. But you know what came out? A straw poll from like general managers on who the Cy Young is. Wheeler finished 1 and Skeens finished 2. Now, Zach Wheeler is the favorite in that market. I find that so fascinating where it's like, it's official, unofficial, and it resets the entire market. Like the sports books go like, hey, here's the money we're taking in. Here's how we have to do it. And they go, oh, no. The people in the know that talk to the people, they're saying it's Wheeler. Bam, overnight, he's the favorite. It's crazy. It's wild.
But here's what I will say. Everyone knows, Donnie, that wins and losses for a pitcher individually, right? This isn't 1980 anymore. I still struggle to believe a guy is going to finish under 500 and win the Cy Young, especially while Zach Wheeler's having the caliber of season that he's having. Like that stuff's going to matter. It is. Skeens is incredible. So is Zach Wheeler, though.
Like I say the same as you. There's optics on it because, and as unfair as it might be to Paul Skeens, it's not his fault he plays in Pittsburgh. He's in that dreck of an organization. But when you're going down the stretch, you say, hey, Skeens' last 3 starts in games that had no bearing on anybody's playoffs, and Zach Wheeler's pitching to win the National League East and go 7 innings, 1 earned run, like he's going to get the nod. And it's not supposed to be like that, but those are the extracurriculars that Skeens doesn't get. Trade the man, people. Trade him. That'll do it on a Thursday afternoon baseball. A lot of fun. Tomorrow, Friday, man. We made it. JP behind the wheels of steel, Donnie Rightside, and also Kevin Walsh. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of Moneyline. See you tomorrow.
actionable insights, analysis, odds, and expert perspective on sports gaming.